The five biggest things going on, at least in my opinion, people can agree or disagree. Obviously, numero uno is Shohei Ohtani. And the question not only is when is he going to sign, but of course, where is he going to sign and for how much? The teams that seem to be at the forefront of this are the Dodgers, Blue Jays, and Cubs. But as I've said many times on this show, and I'll say it again, with free agency, you never entirely know what's going on. There's always things going on behind the scenes. I'm not saying there's a mystery team, though there might be. I'm not saying anything crazy is going on. But at the same time, you just don't know. And the whole thing with Otani from the beginning has been a lack of awareness about his true desires. We hear he wants to win. Okay, if he wants to win, he's not going to the Blue Jays necessarily. He's not going to the Cubs necessarily. He's going to the Dodgers. We hear he has no geographic preference. We'll see. I'm sure he has some feelings about the city he wants to play in. All of these things remain unknown. Do I expect the contract is going to be massive? Yes, over 500 million. Do I expect opt-outs? Yes. Ultimately, where this ends up, well, we're going to find out in short order. And the one thing that has kind of been in my mind lately is this idea that Otani knows most likely where he wants to go. And he's directing his agent, Nez Balello of CAA, accordingly. And then Nez Balello does the work. Now, the agent's job is to get as much money as possible in the place where Otani wants to go. If Otani wants, just as an example, the Dodgers, well, they're going to go as far as they can with the other teams, and then he'll go to the Dodgers. So that's Shohei Ohtani. Not a lot of information there, I know, and people on Twitter saying, tweet something. No, we're not going to tweet anything until we know something. Number two on this list, well, Juan Soto. Of course, he has been the subject of trade talk with the Yankees, with the Blue Jays as well. The Padres almost definitely have to move him. I've written about this. We've talked about this for weeks. It seems inevitable at this point. And the question, of course, is what can you get for a player who is going to earn $30 million plus in arbitration next year, his final year of arbitration, before becoming a free agent? It's a difficult trade to pull off and get good value back. The team that is getting Soto is getting that salary, they're taking on that salary, and they're getting no assurance that they can keep him because Soto, of course, is represented by Scott Boras. Soto turned down $440 million from the Nationals summer of 22. That's what led to his trade to the Padres. Soto is not going to sign an extension with the team that acquires him. So I do expect him to be moved. Don't know if it will happen here. All of these things, Otani, Soto, we'll get to Yamamoto shortly, they're all sort of linked together because some of the same teams are overlapping in their pursuits of these players. Once Otani goes, then a lot will happen, but there's no timeline on that. There's no deadline on that. Third on my list, just mentioned him, Yoshinobu Yamamoto. This guy is the belle of the ball outside of Otani. Why? We've talked about this. He's 25 years old. He is a three-time winner of the Japanese Sawamura Award, which is their version of the Cy Young. He is a three-time MVP. He is a little short, I know that, short in stature, but teams don't seem too fazed by it. They're going crazy for him. I wrote this week, the initial expectation was $200 million. It sounds now like it might be a lot higher, and then you add the posting fee onto that. So Yamamoto is a guy that we've heard linked to the Giants, the Dodgers, the Mets, the Yankees, the Red Sox. Virtually every team wants him because of his relative youth. Yamamoto, I don't know that it will happen here. In fact, it seems that it will take longer. It's not going to take the entire 45 days of the posting process. That should go smoother than that and quicker than that. But whether it happens at the winter meetings, that probably is a long shot. All right, next on my list, top five storylines. Yes, I'm going to throw it out there. The Yankees. The Yankees, to me, are in an unenviable position here. Brian Cashman, their general manager, you might say it's of his own making. You can certainly make that case. They've got a lot to do, and they're not necessarily going to win in every pursuit that they go embark upon here. Soto, we've seen that the Padres are asking for a lot, at least according to reports, and the Yankees aren't willing to necessarily meet the price for, again, a one-year guy. Yamamoto, fierce competition for him. Could the Yankees get involved for other players? Cody Bellinger, the free agent, of course, would be one. Sure they could. but they're not necessarily going to win all of these pursuits. They need a center fielder, they need a left fielder, they need starting pitching, probably some bullpen help too. I don't know if they're going to be able to get all of this done, and the pressure on them is extreme, at least from their fan base. Their fans are frustrated, as are a number of fans in different cities: St. Louis, Toronto, San Francisco. It's kind of common right now around baseball, and it's putting some of these organizations on tilt. The Yankees don't necessarily operate on tilt. They certainly haven't under Hal Steinbrenner, but they've got to do some things, and it's not going to be easy to accomplish all that they need to do. Finally, the one other thing I want to discuss here in the first segment: trades of starting pitchers. Now, you've heard all of the names by this point. Dylan Cease, 2 years of control with him. Corbin Burns, 1 year of control. Tyler Glasnow, 1 year of control. Again, will these happen here? I don't know. It all, again, is tied together, but these are three pitchers that will make a difference for the teams that they join, no question about it. Cease, runner-up in the Cy Young a couple of years ago. Burns is a Cy Young winner. Shane Bieber, another Cy Young winner. These guys all are rather accomplished, and Tyler Glasnow doesn't necessarily have the track record of some of the others, but he is a very talented guy. The Rays need to cut payroll. They're going to be active. So those are all of the storylines that I've got in my head right now, some of the things I'm trying to follow along with you guys. We'll just have to see how it all plays out.